I'm sorry, random tangent.
What?
Did you see the reel that I posted of the old ladies?
Oh yeah, the old ladies dancing. That's gonna be us. That's gonna be us. Y'all don't understand the fun we have in this partnership.
We have so much fun.
Yeah, we do.
Okay.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another recording of our podcast of Intentional Hearts, Counseling and Consulting. I am a co-host, Marcine Weatherall.
And I am co-host, Dr. TJ.
And together we are Two Vibes, One Vision. So we're ending our series on women
and mental health.
And I'm super excited about all of the conversations that we've had, the women we've talked to, the things that we've kind of dug deep.
You would have really enjoyed that Women in Brunch. I mean, you were out in California celebrating your birthday. We'll
engaging
let you do
in
that.
self-care.
Engaging in self-care. But I had a lot of fun. Thank you to the ladies who were on the panel with me on.
It was
on
amazing.
Women in Brunch.
It was really, really good.
And then you had an amazing conversation with your daughter.
I did. It was an intimate conversation on young women and anxiety, but we talked about her story, and obviously the journey I've been on with her. And I'm super proud of her and how she dug a little deep and just talked about. Hopefully she helped some young women out there.
That's what we want. We want to help people find their voice, and share their voice.
Well, that takes me back. What is the whole reason for us doing our podcast?
That's right.
Mental health, IRL,
normalizing mental health and healing.
Exactly. So we've joined some women on some healing journeys, and then the last episode we did that you did with your childhood friend.
That's Miss Latasha Harris. Thank you, Latasha, for coming out and joining us and sharing, just being transparent.
Yes.
Being transparent about your story, your journey. I learned some things. I had to reflect on our history together while you were talking. Yeah. And so we want to close out this episode. This series.
But I am going to say, if you have not seen the prior episodes, as we've embarked on this women's series, Women in Mental Health, please tune into those episodes. They will bless you. They will bless you for sure. So
I literally got goosebumps a few times.
Yes.
And we're going to close out this episode. This idea came to us, actually through one of our sponsors. Personally, she is a women's clothing and apparel brand. And I love, like, this shirt that I have on today. I'm not sure if it's coming in backwards or not, but it's thinking bigger, dreaming bigger, seeking bigger, attaining bigger. It's one of their shirts, but their shirts always have positive messaging for women, for mothers, for Black women. I love, they have a whole HBCU series of products I love it. But one of their shirts that they recently came out with is It's Soft Season, or the Soft Life. And it just made us think about, it's okay to be soft. It's okay to feel all the feelings. It's okay, as Tasha said, it's okay to emote.
Yes. And across all cultures, we are taught as women, to fight all the time and to be strong and
hold it together,
for everybody, take care of everybody. We're the multitaskers. We take care of, we're the caretakers, the nurturers, the doers for everybody, and we function that way in every area of our lives. And so we almost feel guilty when we engage in self-care, when we sleep in a little longer, when we may drop the ball on something that our kids or our spouses or partners or friends or work they need, and we're expected to just handle everything and be everything for everybody, which contributes to the mental health issues amongst women.
This episode is brought to you by Intentional Hearts Counseling Consulting, us. We want to tell you about our retreat, the Soft Life Women's Retreat. It's a day of intentional self-care and wellness. It is on Saturday, September 9th from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. at the Cooper Hotel and Conference Center in Dallas. To learn more about the retreat, just go to our website, intentionalheartscc.com. We have Joanne Molly, the inventor of Maskey, the beauty device that prevents makeup transfer when changing clothes. She is also the current Miss Texas Global USA and a budding philanthropist. We also have a dynamic panel discussion in store for you all. We have 3 great authors who talk and live this women's self-care life. We have Tina Marie, who is a military veteran, entrepreneur, and writer. She is the author of Confessions of a Housewife, Secrets She Could No Longer Keep. We also have Lisa Cooley Thomas. She is an educator, coach, mentor, and best-selling author of Black Girl Magic Handbook. Round out this panel, we have Dr. LaFanya Jones-Hines. She is the author of Addiction Hurts Everyone. And we also have 3 other guest speakers. We have the hilariously funny comedian out of Dallas, Angela Owen. We have Community Mo herself, Monique Winfrey, who's going to talk to us about the value of community between women and among women. And then we have Dana Benton. She is a retired school counselor and a cancer survivor, and she is going to share her amazing story with us. In the morning, we are going to start our day with some morning yoga with counselor and yoga instructor Mandy Ebner. We will end our day with a workout that's inclusive of all fitness levels from the wonderful fitness instructor Lilia Garza. And in between, y'all, we have a treat for you. We have the one and only Lauren Kelly Scott in Fly Girls Academy. They are going to come out, do a performance, and just have us up on our feet having a good time. It's funny that you said you use the term drop the ball, because I remember when I was going through some things and I told the person, when do I get to drop the ball? You always get to drop the ball because you know I'll catch it. But when do I get to drop the ball?
Well, no, we don't let them drop the ball.
That part.
So that's what happens, is that nobody else drops the ball because we catch it. But when we drop the ball, it really drops because nobody else catches it, right? And I remember a long time ago, Tashara, when we were, I don't know where I was, but I was at a church event and I was listening to my pastor back at home, and he was talking about the difference between men and women. And he talked about how men change only when they're made to. Women change because we mature, we grow, and we make a decision to change, right? And we rescue men so much that they never have to change. We are there. We rescue our brothers, our fathers, our sons, all of our men in our life, our partners. We rescue them. And so the ball never drops. And we do that our whole lives. And so do we wonder why we have all of this stress, all of this anxiety, and we wonder why men don't change. And so I just wanted to mention that we're wired differently, right?
Right.
So we have to allow people to grow.
So I was talking to someone recently, and they are very organized and they micromanage everything. And I said, what you're teaching other people is that, 1, you don't trust them, and 2, they don't have to. So what would happen if you didn't do all the things? And like, they couldn't. It was scary even thinking about what happens if my hands aren't on it.
A lot of it, I think I hear you saying, a lot of it is our own. We create the monsters, right? A lot of it is our own issues with control.
Yes.
And perfectionism.
Right.
And not being able to let go.
Yes.
It stresses us to let go.
Yes. I mean, I used to be the cans in the pantry have to be all facing the same way with the labels facing out. Till this day, I really don't like my husband to fold the laundry because it's not folded the correct way.
Load the dishwasher.
Oh God, he loads it. He loads it, and I'm gonna go back behind him, and rearrange it.
Exactly. It's just not right, and you're like, okay, I want you to do something, but I don't like the way you did that, right? And so then we go back and we correct it, or we fuss, or we change it because it's not our way. But it's like we're wired that way from the very beginning, and then it's perpetuated. We're taught to do that.
Yes.
Um,
But again, we're teaching people, I don't trust you to do that thing.
right.
And we're teaching them, you don't have to take ownership
They don't
of
have to
it.
do it.
You don't have to take ownership of it.
It's like being a helicopter parent.
Yeah.
Why would you expect anything different? And I
Right.
think, I think women can be helicopters. We're helicopters,
Yeah.
and
In the various
everybody's
roles
lives.
of our lives.
In the
Right.
various roles, as a mother, as a wife, as a sister, as a employee, we are helicopters. We rescue.
But we are going to talk about
It's okay.
living a soft life.
Right? Living a soft life, because I think I said in another episode before, being strong
It's
is
not a
flex, but we believe it is.
Right.
It's like, oh, we can do this, and we
Right.
doing this,
Girl,
and we doing this, and
I
we
only
walk
got 3
around.
hours of sleep
I
last
got-
night,
yeah,
and I'm here.
exactly.
Blah, blah, blah.
And I can do it all, and I'm strong,
I
and
can't
I'm
take
this.
off work, because if I want to take off work, where would they be? They wouldn't know what to do.
And what is your favorite saying when somebody says that? Oh, I can't take off work because it won't get done.
If you were to die, drop dead now, you will be replaced within 24 hours.
Within 24 hours. So take care of you.
Take care of you.
Time waits for no one.
Not
Okay.
at all. And your body will, what you say, your body will set you down.
Your body will set you down. You do it yourself, or your body will do it for you. And then that reminds me too, women are always like, is what I'm feeling normal? Why do I feel this way? Why do we get so much anxiety? Why do women experience so many, we're called sensitive, and our feelings are heightened, and they determine our connection with people. Why do women experience things like that? I think there's a biological component as well.
Absolutely. I can speak from my own personal experience with my thyroids and stuff. And I remember someone described me as being depressed, but I didn't feel depressed. I know what depression feels like. I've had it. I didn't feel depressed, but I was exhibiting behaviors that looked like depression, but it was because my hormones were off. My thyroid was, I was hypothyroidism, hypo with the O. And so I was sluggish, I was tired, I was cold. I have anemia. And so when my anemia is when my iron level is really low, I'm sluggish. I have dietary issues, like all the things. And I know you were talking about when women are on their cycle.
Yes, let's just talk about hormones associated with your menstrual cycle or premenstrual syndrome, and when you're pregnant, and our hormones control so much, and I don't think it's surprising that women experience anxiety at double the rates of men, because I think hormones have a lot to do with it in genetic makeup. Women's anxiety is heightened during the time that they're on their period or right before their period. Pregnant women cry a lot.
Right.
Emotions are not regulated.
I used to be so angry. I would snap on anybody during my cycle as it was going in, and I had horrible cramps. I used to take off work. I would have horrible cramps. And I mean, when you're in pain,
it changes your attitude.
Yes.
So I just think that we need to start off by realizing that these things are normal. Yes. And why don't we normalize these things so we don't feel like, oh, I'm a bee. Right. We'll call ourselves that in a minute, or another woman or men will call us that, and what they're doing is they're talking about the way that we are responding and acting at a specific time. And a lot of times it's associated with our thoughts and our feelings. And feelings of anxiety and stress.
I have a family member who's in college, and she realized that she was having her depressive thoughts at the beginning of her cycle. That's when her depressive thoughts would be the worst. And so once she realized it, yes, she was able to, okay, let's talk through that, let's process that. And when we say it's normal, we're saying that the fluctuations in emotions, right, and whatever it is that you're feeling is normal, not necessarily that the pain is normal, right, not that whatever's going on. So please go to your health professional, go to your gynecologist, go to the medical professionals So if you're having pain, if something just doesn't seem right,
Please
please go
help.
seek medical
And
help.
just as easily as you seek medical help, and I say this all the time, seek mental health help as well. You know, we will go to the doctor in a minute, you know, for a medical reason, even with our reproductive system, as women. But when it comes to our mental health, we don't seek the help that we need in the same fashion.
We're busy.
We're too busy.
We're busy. I gotta do this. I gotta do that. I gotta do this. You know, I have things to do. I gotta take care of the kids. I gotta take care of home. I gotta take care of work. I gotta do. Going back to what we said before of being a strong one and making sure no ball is ever dropped.
Right.
When no ball is ever dropped, that means we have dropped all of ours.
Exactly.
Because something's got to give.
Exactly.
Something has got to give.
Right. So, acknowledge the way you're feeling, which is step one before you can do anything about it. And so we're here to just talk about normalizing your feelings, acknowledging that you feel a certain way, be it physical or mental. And then once you understand it and you know that it exists, remember they talk about acknowledging is half of the battle. So once you can acknowledge, you know what, and journaling is good for this too, y'all. So when you're trying to figure out what this roller coaster ride is looking like Tashara said, she has a friend who the depressive thoughts were at the beginning of her cycle. Once you can acknowledge that and identify it, then you can work toward doing something about it.
And when we say journaling doesn't always have to be the writing and stuff.
And it can be in your phone. You know how much we're on our phones. Go to your note session and take a note and make a note about something you're feeling at a certain time of day.
Do a video journal. Or music journal, but whatever that looks like, so you can track what your thoughts, feelings, emotions, and behaviors are over a given period of time.
Yes.
My husband, it is so real. I always say you can know how I'm doing social emotionally by how my closet is.
Yes.
Because when my closet is together, then that means I am together. And when my closet is a hot mess, that's when you know I'm a hot mess.
And it could be either way, because it could be way too together and perfect. And that's an indicator, just as clutter and chaos. And so what is this balance that we need to find, you know,
it's funny that you
for
say
ourselves?
That, because one of my, you know, I work with my perfectionism and I call myself a recovering perfectionist. And one of my things I'm intentional about, I still color coordinate part of my closet, but the t-shirt part of my closet is no longer color coordinated. I just hang it up.
What's that about?
For me, part of it started with my ADHD. I literally cannot remember what I wear from one day to the next.
Got you.
So that's what it started with. But over time, it became this has got to be in order. The rest of my life is in chaos, but I can control this. I can control my closet.
Yep.
And
pay attention to your physical environment. It's a strong indicator. From people from the outside can see it, but when you start paying attention to it, it's a strong indicator for yourself as to where how you're feeling and where your head is.
So my t-shirts are in all kinds of orders, but the other part, you know, but my regular clothes, they're still color coordinated because I need to know what I want. But letting this little segment over here go, it's kind of freeing for me, and it sounds really silly and benign.
No,
but it's very freeing for me to be like, oh, I could just hang this up. I will also
it's like you gave yourself permission. You gave yourself a little bit of space.
Right.
And a little bit of permission to be free in a little area.
But it has done wonders.
Right.
It has done wonders. That little bitty step.
Right.
Wonders.
So even pay attention to things like this. There was a time in my life where my home was together and decluttered. My workspace in my office was not. So you can even tell in different areas of your life where you are feeling some anxiety or stress. Or heightened emotions,
your workspace
based
reflected.
on the spaces that you spend time in. Pay attention to those areas. Women closets, you know, your bedroom, your kitchen, your workspace, be it outside the home or or in the home.
My workspace right now, since we work from home,
Mhm.
my workspace is my car.
Mhm.
And my husband, I didn't even realize he was doing this, but he cleans out my car for me. And like the first time he did it, oh, we had an argument. Don't touch my stuff. Everything is where I
Because
need it
it's
to
where you need it,
be.
even if it looks a mess, it's my
Right,
mess.
right. Don't
Like
touch
I
it.
know where everything
Everything is.
is and how it need to be.
And so now when he cleans out my car, he just piles it up in a stack and leaves the stack there.
Right.
But the car's clean, but because he knows that that's my office space, and he knows that I can help her by doing this one, by making her office space seem less cluttered.
Right, right. And it
And-
still is organized enough for you to maneuver,
Mhm.
but the papers and the things
Yes.
are like they need to be for you and how
Yeah.
you need it set up in your mind.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So.
And so everybody's different, but I hope we normalize quite a few things for you,
Right.
because really we'll sit there and we're like, dang, what is going on with me?
Mhm.
I'm tripping. No, it's
No.
that's no,
You're coping.
not at all. You're coping.
You're coping.
Yeah. And we show it in our everyday activities and in our
Mhm.
our surroundings, the condition of our
Mhm.
surroundings, even the way we dress.
Mhm.
You will find days where you like, can't you know somebody, you have a loved one, and you can look at them one day and you'll say something's going on with them. Something's wrong.
She's real good at noticing that.
You know that when you get to know people, you know how people keep themselves together, you know how they dress, you know their hair, what's important to them. And so days that you see them and things are not like you're used to seeing them, you're like, what's going on with them? And sometimes it's a good thing, and sometimes it's a negative thing.
Because I remember I used to be shocked when I would see you without heels on.
Right. And people always would say, what's going on with you? Why you
Right.
don't have heels on? Or my hair ain't done.
Right.
Or I mean, I'm the type of person that dressed to go to the grocery store, right? So if I'm like out and about and they're like, what's going on with her? You know, and she got on sweatpants or gym shoes,
Right.
or it used to be an indicator that I
Right.
probably was tired going through
Right.
something, you know.
But
So
now you do it more
now I
frequently.
do it more frequently.
And I feel like
and I
it's
allow myself.
I feel like it's you still have your style. You still have your vibe, but I feel like you've allowed another part of you to show, or you've released.
I've decided to let go of some things, because I think that some of my control was in having everything together all the time, you know? And so now that I feel freer, I feel more relaxed, I'm really engaging in self-care, I've allowed myself to let some of that go and still feel good about myself. So little vulnerability there. All right, so it's soft season.
It's soft season.
What's that look like? Yes,
So
I want all of y'all to repeat that. It is soft season, women.
Write it on your mirror,
yes,
whatever, but it is soft season.
And what does that look like for you? You know, I'm a person who I post positive affirmations, and I do that a lot even in my counseling sessions. I'm always like, let's do some affirmations. But affirmations are different for everybody, because everybody needs something different, right? So it's soft season, what does that look like for you? I want you to think about that.
Think about that and share that in the chat. Set it in the comments. And what does soft season look like for you? What do you do in your soft season? What are you letting go
of? That's what I was gonna say. What you gonna relinquish some control of in your soft season? And that could be really, really difficult for us. But man, there is some comfort and some peace in letting go.
So just today, as y'all know, I had my depression from November-ish to February-ish. It kind of fades out. And here lately, I've been feeling a little more and more like myself. I am getting up in the morning. I used to say I was a morning person, and I stopped doing that. And I'm getting up more and more in the morning, and not out of, oh, I have to get up to go to work, or I got to get up and go do whatever. But it's just that I like getting up in the morning. But this morning I got up and I cut the backyard, y'all. And I know that y'all like, what?
That's what I said when I walked in. I said, what?
But I don't like to exercise. I don't. And so I like doing things that are the same vein as
Mhm.
exercise.
Mhm.
And so cutting the yard is one of those things. And I wanted to do it earlier in the week, but things came up. And I woke up this morning, I had a stomach ache and everything. And once that all got resolved, I was like, all right, I'm still gonna cut the yard. And my husband's
Good
like,
for
girl,
you.
it's hot. I was like, no, not yet. It's still, but it's kind of what I get out of cutting the yard is the same thing I get out of vacuuming.
Mm.
And you know,
Mhm.
but with the vacuum, I have to see the lines. When I do the yard, it doesn't have to be that neat. I can just
Interesting.
I just go, and it's the backyard. Now the front yard, I shouldn't be joking together. But the backyard, you know, it could be, and it's no big, but it's just I'm exercising, I'm releasing energy, I'm
So
outside
it's
getting that
really
vitamin
your
D.
mindful moment.
Yeah.
If you think about
Yes.
it, it's your mindful
Yes.
moment.
It is.
You are focusing in on your surroundings, using your senses, your sense of sight, smell, what you hear, and you're engaging in an activity that's causing some sense of peace and calm, and it's repetitive. And so think about that, y'all. What do you do where you're really practicing a mindful moment, where you're utilizing one of your senses and you're focusing in on that, you're being intentional, and it's giving you a sense of calm and peace.
Yeah.
So you're letting go of some things at that time. And I'm assuming that after you finished, it's as if you got done working out and you feel good and you feel light.
Yeah. It's been a great start to my day today. And I'll give that example because soft season doesn't necessarily have to be pampering and manicures and all. It's what is it for you?
And don't feel guilty about it. You know, I tell
and everybody
people,
don't have to understand it.
They don't have to understand it. And I tell people 2 to 5 minutes of intentional time for you, no matter what that looks like, is far less than what you deserve. But it is so important for your sanity.
That's a start.
You know, it's just the beginning. So if you can just be intentional with the 2 to 5 minutes, it will grow to 10 minutes, grow to 15 minutes, and it will become a part of your life and the way you live. And you're entering a soft season.
Yes.
And you're just doing it just gradually, and you'll feel better.
What's part of your soft season?
I was thinking about that when you were saying about cutting the grass. My soft season is more like a pampering because I need that. So lately I have been getting very regular massages.
You had one today.
And I did. And it is, I've learned that it keeps me, it creates a sense of peace, calm. I have a moment where I get to escape.
I'm watching you while you're saying this. Yes. And you're literally closing your eyes. You're back there.
I am.
You're back there.
I am. I actually, when I was talking about it, felt like I was on the table again. And I was like, oh, and the way she rubs and the way it feels. But I've been one to always say, oh, I love massages when I would get them every once in a while. And I'm going to get them more regularly. And I've decided that I'm going to do that. And I have been doing that. And I'm proud of myself. And it makes a difference. I would come up with excuses like I'm too busy. I don't have the money. But I mean, I'll find someplace else to spend the money. And I'll find something else to fill that time. So why can't it be for myself?
Right.
So I've been very intentional. If I could name one thing that I've been very intentional about as I'm entering intentionally a soft season, and I made a decision to do some regular massages.
Good for you. I'm proud of you.
I am too. So I'm trying to do more for me and not feel guilty about it. Not feel like
the shoulda, woulda, couldas.
Yes.
Don't
Time waits for no one. And yeah. We're definitely in a season, I feel like, where there's a lot of things happening around us.
There are.
And it's distracting.
It's distracting. It can make
from
people feel like we don't have control.
Yes.
And what happens
out of control.
And what happens is typically when people feel out of control, they increase control.
They increase control, and they will increase control by oftentimes engaging in risky behaviors and unhealthy
that's where
thoughts and risky
that's
behaviors.
where some we were talking about, and with the women in brunch, we were talking about how you can have an unhealthy relationship with alcohol and not necessarily have a substance alcohol use disorder. And so what can happen is when we feel like we don't have control, we're going to control what we eat. We're going to control
that's
how
how
much we
eating
weigh.
disorders start. You know, body image issues, addiction.
We're going to control. We're going to control and micromanage our children. We're going to, and that's when we become these parents who are looking for that fight when it comes to different things. Things that it's like, it's really not that big of an issue, but you know what? I don't feel like I can have control, and I wouldn't want that to happen to me. And when that happened to me, I felt like this, and so we're just gonna attack. Right. And we what's the word I'm looking for? Don't know, but we impose those feelings onto our child.
Project.
Thank you.
We project onto our child. Yes. And we'll project those onto our partners, our children, in the workplace. Women project a lot.
Yes.
You know,
and I think that's why women can be in conflict with each other. It's because
that's true.
We project on each other.
That's true. That's true. And we oftentimes that projection leads to competition.
Yes.
And jealousy.
Yes.
And envy.
Right.
And it makes sense. It makes sense. That was awakening for me just talking about
and
it.
That's why I love our friendship. It's because there's never been competition.
No, ever. And we're so different.
Very different.
And we fit like a puzzle piece.
And always have. Always have.
Yeah.
And again, I came to you when I said, Marcine, I want your job.
Yes.
And you understood.
She said that.
I said, I learned to say things a little bit better now. Say what I mean what I say.
Oh,
but you understood where my heart was in that. Like,
absolutely.
I see what you're doing. Train
I
me
feel
to be able
threatened
to do that.
by that. And I think oftentimes as women, we can't be real with each other because we either feel threatened or we are threatening. And so, and I didn't feel threatened and you weren't threatening. So that was yeah. So. I think that soft season also has to include how we communicate with each other as women. And we've got to start building each other up and encouraging each other. And it's got to be genuine. Yes.
We don't have to. Every woman is not a threat. Every woman is not a competition. Every woman ain't trying to get your man.
No. Now there are some haters out there.
There are.
But use discernment.
Yes.
But this is what I started practicing. And I love it. It makes me feel good. It makes women feel good. If I see a woman, and I do this mostly with women, but if I see a woman and there's anything about her that I like, it could be her lipstick color, the earrings she got on, her hair, her outfit, the way she smells. I make it a point to be intentional about letting her know that. And I do it every day. So if I see a stranger in the grocery store and she got a cute skirt on, I'm like, girl, that skirt is nice.
And you have as a recipient of that, it's like,
and you don't know that could have, you don't know what that person is going through. I felt better saying it because I meant it, because queen to queen, I want to build you up. And I have no idea what that meant to her or how that could have changed her day. And I started doing it because people did it to me.
You know, something that I do, and I don't think I was intentional about it. It's just something, when I'm talking to people, especially women, and they have like lipstick or food or something. Usually I'd be like, oh, I don't want to embarrass them. I don't want
to say nothing.
Right. But now I tell them, it was actually this woman who was doing a presentation, like a one-on-one presentation with me. And she was talking, I said, I'm sorry. I said, but she's like, oh girl, thank you.
That
she said, most people would not tell me that.
That's sweet and kind.
And it's something, and it, because I know, yes, I feel embarrassed when that happens to me, but I also am very grateful that you told me, so I didn't go through the rest of the day like that.
Right.
And so just those little things.
don't be distracted or bothered by the way the person receives it.
Mhm.
Because I've had people receive it wonderfully, and some people like, why are you talking to
I
me?
know
Or
you.
I don't know you, or what do you want?
Yeah.
And I'll let it be, because I've done what I needed to do. And you don't know really how that really has affected them
Mhm.
positively on the inside. And then it starts conversations for some women, because
It does.
haven't you ever been in a situation where you're like, girl, I like this and that? And they're like, you think so? Because I don't think it looked good on me, or something.
Right.
And then they begin to, you have time to do some positive
Right.
affirmation work with them.
Yes.
Or, I mean, they're like, wow, what I saw is totally different from what you see.
Mhm.
And I just think those type of things, if we did it on a very regular basis, it's just going to
Or even
snowball.
I know a lot of one of the responses I get and give when people talk about what each other wears. Girl, I got this for $5
Oh,
at
yeah.
such and so.
Yeah.
And it is like, really, because we all love a good deal
Mhm,
now.
yes.
We all love a good deal.
And I share my bargains.
Right.
Mhm.
And for me, that it normalizes I had a friend who said something like, I can put a $1,000 pair of earrings with a $2 shirt. Like, we
Mhm.
think that we see people in this one space, one light,
Mhm.
when you don't. It doesn't have to be all
Right.
that.
And you know what?
Humans are human. We're all this. I don't want to say we're all the same, because people take that out of
Yeah,
context.
I know what you mean, though.
But we are all living this human experience.
We
There
are.
you go.
We are. And that $2 shirt is only $2, depending on how you wear it and the confidence you have in it. Girl, I put on a $2 shirt and you can't tell me nothing.
Oh.
And I walk in confidence. And that looks totally different than you putting on a $2 shirt and you walking as if you're not, your
Right.
self-worth is not
attached
reflected.
to
It
that-
is attached to
to
that
that
$2
dollars.
shirt.
Mhm.
So I'm a bargain shopper. People can't believe
Absolutely.
it, because I feel like I dress nice. I'm always put together. So I'm like, girl, I got this for $5, $10. But that's part of I think that drives me.
Mhm.
And I feel good. And I'll put on that $5 shirt and not matter. And I tell you it's $5.
Maybe that could be one of our episodes. Let's go bargain shopping.
Well, let's go
'Cause
bargain
I
shopping.
love-
Y'all want to go bargain
Y'all want to
shopping?
go bargain shopping? Let us know. Because
Mhm.
I love the Goodwill Boutique.
Girl. And thrift stores. And just bargain stores. Like I tell people, if I don't remember where I got something at, I said, I can tell you it came from Ross, TJ Maxx, or Marshall's.
Yes.
I can almost guarantee you, because I'm a bargain shopper.
When I was younger, my grandmother used to go to all the thrift stores in her area, and that's where I used to have like suede vests, and I had all the little cute clothes, but they were all from the thrift store.
But again, you can only engage in those things if you feel good about yourself, so that when you put it on, it isn't about the price or the fact that it's used, but it's about you.
Mm-hmm.
You make the outfit. The outfit does not
not
make you.
We always like to close our episodes with a couple of tips.
Yes.
And so the tips we have for you today is normalizing softness. So Marcine said at the beginning, the first and foremost, understand that what you feel is normal. What you're feeling is your feelings. Now, you might need guidance in maneuvering through and managing and living with those feelings, but what you're feeling is what you're feeling, and it's okay. Secondly, you don't have to adhere to the expectation of women to be strong.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
You don't.
Mm-mm. Softness is strength. Just embrace your softness.
Mhm.
We walk around so hard, and we think that people will respect us more and we can get more done. And I know historically women have had to fight to be where they're at, and even we're not even there yet, right? So there's still this inequity, but in general, it's kind of been instilled in us to just walk around so hard and embrace your softness. It feels so good, y'all, to embrace your softness.
I love me.
Allow somebody to take care of you.
Yes.
And instead of you always being the one to take care of everybody else. But remember, you teach people how to treat you.
And that was the third tip.
Oh, there it is. Embrace your softness and teach people how to treat
We
you.
teach people how to treat us. Let go, release.
Mhm.
As Whitley Gilbert used to say, relax, relate, release.
There you go. There is strength in your release.
There is strength in that,
Yeah.
in your release.
So as always, be intentional.
2, 5, 1 vision.